This is Mungo Dark Matter.
And this is Dr. Leo.
And welcome to Dark Matter.
Today on Dark Matters, we'll be going for a WoW bucket list, or at least the start of one, and we'll be getting our bucket bits from viewers just like you. Our first viewer is Norman from Maine, and Norman writes, I have an Alliance character, but I've always wanted to ride a Horde blimp. Well, I think that speaks for a lot of us. I think a lot of us would like to ride Horde blimps, but that sounds a little bit naughty, doesn't it? Norman, nudge nudge, wink wink. Well, let's get on with it. Tell us about this, Mungo.
Thank you, Leo. I'm going to be approaching the Horde blimp from the front. And the reason is because Horde blimp will travel much faster than the Griffin. And so I can't catch up with it. So I've got to come from it at the front and try to land on either the very front end or the rear end so the guards don't get me.
It looks like you've kind of hit right in the middle, haven't you? That seems to be a mistake now, doesn't it?
Well, that was unintentional, Leo. What I have to do is fight these guards and run to one of the ends. And ups his respawn, so I've got to find him again. But once I kill him here, he'll respawn near the middle of the boat again, where his post is, but he won't be able to see me. I guess their vision isn't so good for some reason.
Well, and NPCs aren't really known for their stellar vision now, are they, Mungo?
Okay, we'll be approaching the next Zeppelin port. And generally, if I were just hitching a ride, I would get off the Zeppelin as soon as possible with my wing mount and fly up as high as I could. Because some Zeppelin stations have Horde on winged mounts, but they generally stay at a particular level. If you get hit by someone with a ranged weapon from the Horde, they can knock you off your mount and you'll fall down to the ground, causing you a great deal of damage or possibly death. And you'll be surrounded by Hordes, so you want to avoid that. Now, I'm going to just stay here on the ship, and you'll note that I'm starting to get hit by arrows.
And doesn't it concern you that you're getting so many hits?
Well, I'm not really concerned because this character is a high enough level so that he can take all the hits they're going to give before the Zeppelin leaves, and he'll still be okay. We'll make it back all right. It is a bit annoying.
Well, it seems like you've had the cards stacked now for you, don't you?
Well, this is really for demonstration purposes. I'm going to show you in a minute as soon as this thing gets going. I'm going to show you another approach from the other end of getting on the ship and trying to get on the very front of it. Now you can get on the very front or the back, but the front has a better view while you're flying to your destination.
Well, this has been a fascinating demonstration thus far, even though it has been relatively uneventful. Perhaps you might take a few little itty-bitty chances during this next part of the demonstration and maybe get killed or something. That would be just fascinating to all of our viewers. You know, people really like death and injury and these types of things. That's really why they watch a lot of programs, you know. That's why they used to watch Evel Knievel, because, well, you know, you can crack up all of the time. That's very good for ratings, you know, Mungo. So see what you can do about, you know, jazzing it up a little bit in the second.
All right, we're heading back to the first Zeppelin station, and I'm going to just fly through it because it's the quickest way for me to get back in position to land on the Zeppelin. Generally, what I do is I find an area at a Zeppelin station where I can be kind of hovering out of range of any Horde NPCs and watching where the blimp is and in front of it, so that I can move in at the right time. Basically, I want the blimp to move forward just enough to get it out of the range of other people that are on the ground, other Horde that are on the ground that might attack me. So I'll let it pull out a little bit, but before it gets out this door, I will be on the blimp. Now, I always try to drive for the front of the blimp because the better views there, and if you drive to the back of the blimp and you overshoot, you're not going to be able to catch back up with the blimp. You try for the front of the blimp, usually the worst that happens is you end up in the middle of the ship and you have to fight some of the guards, as you have seen.
Yes, we did see that very well.
Alright, so now here comes the blimp out, and I'm going to go and I'm going to try to make a landing. And the landing looks good.
Oh, very well done, Mungo. Excellent job, I would say.
Thank you very much, Leo. That means a lot from you.
Well, don't expect it to happen again.
Yeah, I'm not going to expect that again anytime soon, or perhaps ever. But I still appreciate it. Alright, so now we're going to head back towards the Horde side. And this time with the Horde, I'm gonna, as soon as I get over on the other side of the map to the other Zeppelin station, or before we actually get to the Zeppelin station, I'm gonna fly off of the Zeppelin and try to get up high enough so that I'm at a safe level. Now, generally, I would just, fly off at this point if I were hitching a ride. But I'm going to hang around and I'm going to try to land on the front of the Zeppelin again. Or somewhere on the Zeppelin at least. And avoid the flying mounts that are coming around and could shoot me down. And so I'll show you that as soon as we get there. So we're going to cross the map. And we're getting towards the X, so I'm getting ready. And I take off. Now, one thing is, I gotta be careful here, because usually in Zeppelin stations, there's more than one Zeppelin that shows up. And so you've got to try to keep track of your Zeppelin, because another one could come in. You could end up on the wrong Zeppelin, and you end up, who knows where, a different location or whatever. So you want to make sure you get on the right Zeppelin. So that's another thing. Also, it's a little bit more difficult because when you're leisurely waiting for a Zeppelin, if you were Horde, you can just wait for it and they call out the name of the place that they're going. They do call it out, the name of the place out. Also so that Alliance can hear it, but when you're up above it, you may confuse which Zeppelin is which still. So I'm just hovering up here, and I'm looking down. I'm trying to position myself so that I can see the Zeppelin and any mounted Horde NPCs coming in, because I don't want them to get me. So what I need to do is I need to wait until they pass. So if I come down behind them, they won't bother me and they won't see me. But if I come down in front of them, they may get me and knock me down to the ground. So it's a bit of a timing thing. Alright, so now I'm up here, I'm watching the Zeppelin, and you can see that the wing guards, here we go down, onto the ship, timed it right for the wing guards, but I seem to be down in a bit of a mess there. Fortunately, I just got out, I guess.
It was good time.
Alright, we're back here, so I'm going to have to get the guard and run to one end so they leave me alone. Alright. Got him down. And I'm safe here on the end, except this is an actual player here, and they're coming after me. So I'm going to have to take off fast and get out of there. And there's a guard shooting at me. And I'm out, and I'm safe.
Well, thank you for the fabulous demonstration, Mungo. That was excellent. We appreciate it.
You're welcome, Leo. I enjoyed the show today. Thank you for co-hosting with me.
The pleasure was all mine, I am sure. Well, that was Dark Matters for today, and whatever you do, enjoy playing World of Warcraft, shall we?
What you want? What you want?